Disco's shaping up to get ready to look at that article you sent me. Because that's right, folks. Disco sent me an article. Prepare your anuses.
Oh, here comes the black suppository.
Yep. Pain.
It's all fun and games until Disco enters the chat.
Speak of the devil woman. Sorry, what?
Hello, Disco. Welcome.
So, of course, this is going to be England again, isn't it, Disco?
Yep.
Welcome to England, where refusing to fund your partner's gender transition could be domestic abuse, says the Crown Prosecution Service.
What the absolute molly fucking hell?
Excuse me?
Swear to God, immigrating to Zimbabwe starts looking better and better every day.
Can I join?
Yeah.
Welcome to hell, which apparently flies the fucking Union Jack.
It's amazing. It's just amazing because there's a lot of things that don't technically come under like abuse laws that are abuse, because it's very difficult to prove a lot of kind of coercive abuse and psychological abuse and stuff like that. And so they just generally don't prosecute it. But this, well, apparently if you won't fund somebody chopping their dick off, that's
wow.
I hate this.
yes. But what scares me most about this is that if they're counting this as spousal abuse, then it's only a teeny tiny jump to say, well, if you want trans your kids, it's child abuse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're right onto that, I'm sure.
It's just part of a bigger fucking scheme.
So given how schools are transing kids now behind their parents' back.
Yep.
With this extrapolation. So the schools can say, yes, your child wants to transition, but the parents aren't letting them. Therefore, Child Protective Services is going to swoop in and deal the kids.
That's
disgusting.
I mean, it stands to reason if you follow the logic. If it's spousal abuse to not fund your partner's transition, how is it not child abuse to not fund your kid's transition?
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be.
That's probably the goal. That's the fucking goal.
Well, no, the goal is to take parents' ability to have control over their child's life until they reach the age of majority. Throw that away so the state can come in and control everything to their ends. So if that's transing a kid, fine, but they could come in with the guise of, well, the parents are being very resistive to their child's emotional needs, and just take the kid. And I'm willing to bet from a brave new world, we're already entering it where words like mother and father are being replaced by birthing individual and things like that.
Oh,
it's just they're trying to change the language so we disassociate loving and nurturing a child with mother and father.
Yep. All glory to the motherland. But far even gayer than when the Soviets did it.
Yep.
You mean all glory to the birthing person land?
Yeah, give it to they, them lands.
Ooh.
9 types of behavior which could amount to abuse of trans and non-binary people.
Fuck off. Sorry.
These include withholding money for transitioning, which would include...
What if you can't afford it? What if you can't afford it due to your economical situation? Is that not going up?
I'm sorry, honey, we need to buy some bread this month. Oh, but what about my addictomy surgery? You brute!
It's probably gonna be some shit that's like, oh, but you just get it from the state. Fuck you.
Well, it's even worse because it's usually men that transition in adulthood, and it's girls that go along with social contagions as children. As Disco's pointing out in chat, but female to male is becoming a lot more common in children, particularly autistic female children. Though in adults, it seems to be male to female. And yes, it's also stunning how nearly all female to male girls also have autism. How'd that happen?
Yeah, yes. It's almost like they block them going to places where they might actually get diagnosed with autism that explains a lot of the social problems they're having, instead of just being labeled as trans and mutilated.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, other behaviors could be criticizing the victim for not being a real man or woman if they've not undergone reassignment surgery. You're not a real man, you want to cut your dick off.
Yeah. Real men don't mutilate their genitals.
Real men don't cut their own dicks off.
Well, I'm going to be fucking the prime harasser in this case, I hear.
That's right, Trim. Tell your husband that he's not a real man if he cuts his dick off.
Yep. I married a man for a reason.
Basically.
I wanted a bro.
Or threatening or sharing pre-transition images, or refusing to use their preferred name or pronoun. If you don't go along with your partner's brand new mental health disorder,
Oh god. So an acquaintance of mine, actually, well, it was two of them, but I disassociated myself from a very hard left politically. The female decided that she wanted to become a he, and the male acquaintance, he went along with it for political reasons because he didn't want to be seen as a bad ally, and got so depressed he became a suicidal alcoholic for 3 years and ended up going to rehab, had to have something surgically implanted in him so if he drank alcohol again it would send him into shock. That's how bad he was, because it wasn't just like, here's a drink, I'm going to have a 2 or 3. It'd be like a fifth a day, fifth of whiskey, fifth of whatever alcohol he could get his hands on. He finally leaves the relationship, kind of reemerges back in the realm of the humanity, and gets his life straightened out, marries a woman who's very feminine and slightly conservative. But yeah, the fact that he had to go through that emotional hell just so he would be like, here we go, that's yeah, I don't want to look like I'm not an ally. It's like, holy shit, the politics of this is awful. And to answer caffeinated Sentry Gnome, what's a fifth? Is like 325 milliliters of alcohol. Basically a significant bottle.
Okay, going away from
see if I can
Yahoo
get the
that
actual-
insists on taking me anywhere but the article, but so while Bleach looks that up,
I'm sorry, it's 750 milliliters.
Jesus,
For 150 in a
fuck.
gallon.
Shit.
Yeah,
Daily?
daily.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Dude has no liver left.
Yeah.
I think he's suffering from cirrhosis these days, and he's younger than me.
Understandable.
Yeah.
That's what trannies do to you.
So
Yeah.
this guidance has been criticised by the Women's Rights Network, which campaigns for the sex-based rights of women. Is saying women have rights transphobic?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure we're getting all our phobias in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the group has written to Max Hill, the head of CPS, saying the guidance is detrimental to women's trust and confidence in the service. It's detrimental to all people. Heather Binning, founder of the Women's Rights Network, said, how on earth can reluctance to pay for elective unnecessary surgery from family finances be cited as an example of domestic abuse by anyone, let alone the CPS? The same document states that correctly referring to a family member's sex is also abuse. This completely ignores the difficulties and emotions many people experience when a family member identifies as something they are clearly not. The CPS, however, said the guidance was designed for prosecutors to handle trans and non-binary people who could experience domestic abuse regardless of the gender identity of either person. Trans and non-binary people can be subjected to unique forms of domestic abuse linked to their trans and non-binary identity, including some that mirror those of LGBT communities. Sorry, not going along with your mental illness and refusing to pay for you to mutilate yourself are not abuse.
Forcing people to share in your delusion. That.
So other behaviours include using the process of transition or coming out as a form of control, body shame, minimising or disregarding the abuse by blaming the victim's perception on their hormones, and physically assaulting surgically medically altered body parts. In the guidance to prosecutors, they are also advised that gender identity is not the same as anatomical sex. Yes, it is, unless you're mentally ill.
I mean, these fuckers are all mentally ill.
So, yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Either mentally ill or just evil.
So, yeah, it's part of the guidance update in the wake of new domestic abuse legislation. Also warns a significant underreporting of domestic abuse against victims who are men. Yeah, because you don't do anything, you slimy scum. And you're only going to do it if they're Many victims will be reluctant to report offending in the fear that it may damage their reputation or pride, or that the police may do nothing and accuse them of being the abuser. Others may be hesitant as they fear the consequences that may ensue with their family. Prosecutors will need to deal with these issues with great care to ensure that the credibility of male victims is not undermined by myths and stereotypes. The police have never given a flying shit about male victims.
There are no male victims because there are women. Only women can be victims.
Police recorded an alleged 1.5 million domestic abuse-related incidents and crimes in England and Wales in the year ending March 2022, up 7% on the previous year. It's estimated 1 in 6 or 7 men and 1 in 4 women will be a victim of domestic abuse in their lifetime. Yes, if you keep defining a domestic abuse as saying, that's a stupid fucking thing to say, you're clearly not a man, you were born with a vagina.
Yeah, but
Dear.
now look at it from the angle of
but the
someone
thing-
who doesn't have a true concept of what actual abuse is.
You know, it's ridiculous. Again, it's a dilution, isn't it? Like, they dilute the word rape, they dilute the word racist, they dilute the word Nazi, No, they're dilating the word abuse.
Yep. Abuse is saying that you weren't born with a dick. Abuse is
Yeah,
saying
abuse.
abuse
Saying, I'm not gonna pay for you to chop your dick off.
abuse is saying we need to feed the kid, not cut your dick off. That's abuse now.
Well, it works well into the standard where just being a normal person is the most evil thing you can be these days.
Oh, being normal is transphobic. They've got to call us that bloody slur cis instead. Oh, but cis is just a script. No, fuck off. We're men and women. We're normal, and you bloody lunatic, mentally ill, self-mutilation fetishists don't get to sit there going, ugh, cis people. No, fuck you. We're normal. You're wrong. Get in the fucking chipper with the rest of the pedos.
Yep, they've been doing this for a couple of years now, though, because I did mention it in my International Women's Day video a couple of years ago, where it was like they were all kind of copy pasting it onto the hashtag, and it was like Happy International Women's Day to women and cis women.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
And it's like you've changed the definition so much that the original inhabitants of the definition no longer fit. You have to have them as the subgroup.
Yeah, because when you add an extra to a word, you're no longer the main of that word. You're not the main description. You're a subclass of it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's retarded.
Amazing.
You know, I'm going the Ben and Jerry's route and saying this is a stolen word from women.
There you go.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike Ben and Jerry's, you won't be called out by everyone else for bullshit afterwards.
Well, see, I'm currently sitting upon stolen woman.
Yeah, I can't remember who the official ones were who did it, but I found some, like Happy Women's Day to women and cis women.
Yeah, it is.
Musk's not wrong.
Video,
They're
but...
using it as a bloody slur.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I will publicly get offended not because it actually bothers me, but it's just like, no, fuck you, I'm not playing the game.
Yeah, the manipulation of language is what bothers me more than anything else. To be fair, I do think we should be defending women anyway, but I mean, the thing that irritates me more is that they keep manipulating language without anyone pushing back against it.
Yeah, without
Or not
consent, specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was who said that officially. It was something related to the UN, possibly?
Probably.
No, wouldn't be that Dr. Caprese or whatever.
Here we go. Disco's been kind enough to share links. Here we go.
No,
Oh, wow, that's not dystopia.
So there we go. I'm going to
There's
pop that
hundreds of them.
link in chat. And there's hundreds of them every Women's Day as well. It's sad and pathetic. I also recommend, if you don't have enough reasons to hate humanity, you should totally check out Disco's video on they beads.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
absolutely.
That made me hate humanity. Like, that is one of the hardest videos I've ever had to research because I'm just like getting angrier and angrier. This was before it kind of became mainstream. Like, there's just a little bit of it bubbling below the surface.
Oh,
And I'm scratching at it like I want to hurt someone.
yeah, that was beautiful.
You should.
Yes.
CSG says, my friend said this to me the other day. To be honest, as a woman, it's kind of insane to have the definition changed and to have to put up with things like the female-only spas having to allow dicks. Yeah.
It's almost like you get what you vote for.
I really want someone to try having a sign on each door. Rather than male and female, penis and no penis.
Maybe
There we go.
Start doing that.
I mean, how could they
Women
argue?
and women plus.
And the plus stands for penis.
Yeah.
I don't know about...
plus then and such like that. What do people mean when you say bonus holes?
Oh.
Oh, it's the wolf from
I guess Trim.
You have to twerk at the bonus holes to make them friendly.
I'm gonna have to show Trim. God damn it. I thought we were done. Now health professionals are urged to call vaginas bonus holes to avoid offending trans and non-binary patients.
Yeah, except that the trans and non-binary patients are the ones who are having bonus holes installed.
Yes.
So no one thinks that's a win.
See,
They get a whiff of them.
if this had come out 10 years ago, 2 years ago, if someone had said bonus hole, I would have thought, the peephole loophole.
Nope.
No, no. This is in the modern day times where people can have vaginas drilled
Meat saber
into
and
their
axe wood.
colons.
Yeah, it's more like a mock cock.
Why do you
Somebody
think I
standing
call?
over you with an axe and like shunk.
Why do you think I call it an addictomy surgery?
There you
Yeah.
go.
Because it's funny and true in the same
that too.
go.
Funny and tragically true. Yes, Dayton, you're
The
dead inside
vaginectomy,
like the
let's
rest
be
of
real.
us.
Maureen says, kind of insulting is kind of an understatement. Woman is not a costume you can put on whenever you feel like it.
That's not what Dylan Mulvaney thinks.
Oh,
The base apes
Well,
apparently had to come running back to the computer to go, oh my god.
I'm just going to say it's a minstrel show, just with a different style.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Very nice.
Thanks, though,
I
isn't
approve.
There we go.
Yeah. I knew somebody was going to resort to the fucking soundboard as soon as I started actually clapping.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Right, so.
I think everybody missed out on the real end for that.
There we go.
Yeah. So, women have condemned a charity after it suggests the vagina could instead be referred to as the bonus hole to avoid upsetting non-binary or trans. Okay, first thing, won't that also offend them because bonus implies good and that they're missing something if they don't have a bonus hole?
Oh, wait, it's even better. The charity that's suggesting this is a cervical cancer charity.
Is this Holes for Humanity?
Oh, God. Holes across America.
So the trust insists it was not suggesting the term should be used by all women, but added it was important to reach trans men and non-binary people. Oh, so people who don't matter.
People who don't have cervixes. Great.
Can you
Or
truly
live.
call
I mean-
a woman who has testicular cancer for a woman? No, you can't.
Well, no. Also, if you have testicular cancer, I don't think the cervical cancer trust can help you.
Maureen's gonna give a few people bonus holes.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that.
There
I
we
agree with
go.
Maureen, that might be bad.
I like Maureen.
Yeah, Marcus has about the same idea. Bonus holes can be added with knives and guns and other sort.
No. Those are surgical tools now.
Hmm.
We're playing this word game. Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
is that an
sure.
AK-47? No, that's my AK surgical tool, thank you.
So if
I'm just
this-
adding bonus holes.
So if we give women guns and they shoot men in the dick, does that count as gender reassignment surgery?
Yes.
Yes.
You get a new bonus hole. A free bonus hole.
The more shots, the more holes. The more
L-
trans.
L-
It's not an AK-47, it's a long-distance paper punch.
Yeah. L says if the gays demand access to surrogates, then the trans women should be forced to help them. Otherwise, it's discrimination.
There we go.
Well, I mean, it's still gay sex in the LGB alphabet soup world, right?
Yes.
So
God,
There
did
you
have
go.
to say alphabet soup?
yes.
Oh, it's very much alphabet soup. But the bonus hole term, which the court says was developed with expert organizations. Okay, so that's going to be mermaids, and what's the other one?
Greta Thunberg
No,
levels.
that's Stonewall. Is it
That's
Stonewall?
Stonewall. Yes.
Tavistock,
So
there you go.
mermaids and Stonewall.
Experts. You mean activists?
Yes.
There we go.
Of course. Same thing now.
Cultists.
Yeah, there you
Actually,
go,
that's
cultist.
another term. Activists.
Uh,
So when you go chopping
There we
things
go.
up.
oh no! Oh god! What is this website? This is embarrassing.
When you have lightning bolts strike your bed.
Also, isn't using this much pink offensive
When
to?
your spine gives out a beeping noise.
When your blood turns purple.
but
And your panties turn white with.
doesn't
I think
having all
that's-
this pink on the
you're
page
starting
promote
proud.
traditional gender roles and therefore it's sexist?
Wow, I am offended on behalf of women everywhere and women.
Yes,
plus
that's
and
right, Disco.
women
I am
minus.
offended on your behalf.
There we go. Jesus fucking.
Oh lord. Let's see if we can find who they hang out with. They've got an accessibility statement. That's helpful. A privacy policy. Yeah, as if I give a shit about that.
Privacy policy?
I've
There
got
is no
terms
privacy.
and conditions for their fucking website. Yeah, I'm with you there, Callum. The page does hurt to look at.
Yeah.
It's bad enough. Professionals.
Oh, God.
About us. There's an about us section. There we go.
Ah, yes.
Information for healthcare professionals. Okay, where's the bit on inclusive language? Well, you can get involved with their work in maintaining bonus holes.
Maybe it's an entire section about bonus holes.
Oh,
I know there was an archive page on it, but I don't know if I still have the link.
Oh, how we write our
yeah.
content. Yeah, right. Let's have a look at this. Oh, we'll check out their rewards too. Researching our information. I don't believe any of that's true. Expert review. That's a lie. And we've established that experts come. Oh my god, it's so pink.
It's fabulous.
Hmm.
Somebody clip that.
Fuck you.
Yes.
Fuck you.
We need,
Clipped.
we need that on the soundboard.
Time is up.
No.
14:27, so that's going to be about 4 hours in.
Uh,
Just before the 4-hour mark, folks.
Yeah.
Whoever
when
wants to flip that first.
ever will I learn to shut the fuck up?
Hopefully never. You're excellent content.
True.
Oh my god, this website is so bad. News and blog. Here we go. Press releases, blog. Oh, of course they've got a fucking Muslim in a pink hijab thingy.
But that's a Muslim? I thought it was a troll.
What's the difference?
I thought that was somebody wrapped in a condom.
Muslims don't live under bridges.
Tim's dying.
I was eating a piece of chocolate and I fucking got it in my throat because of you.
We've killed him.
Hey,
Well
sorry.
done.
There we go.
A happy side note, we are on the front page of the live shows in Rumble.
Hell yeah.
Woohoo.
Nice.
All right, here we go. They've released a statement on our health professional information. We're aware that some of our online information is currently attracting significant attention because we're fucking idiots. The information being shared is from a web page written for health professionals to support trans men or non-binary patients, also known as mentally ill women, with a cervix to attend. Yes, that's called a woman to attend cervical screening. You know, the thing needed for women. The page includes a glossary of terms they may hear from their patients and was developed with expert organizations bullshit who work with the LGBT plus pedophile community. The page was not promoting the use of these phrases. Yeah, whatever you reckon. Right, so it's under your professional section.
Yeah, I've
Make a
sent you a
donation.
link.
Oh,
There's the archived one so that they
even
can't
better.
edited it.
Oop, come back. Sorry, waiting for it to load. Language to... Oh, God, it's disgustingly pink. Language
It's
to
Ellen
use when
Page.
supporting trans men and or non-binary people in partnership with the LGBT Foundation. And it's right at the top of the page.
Like the LGBs anyway.
Bonus hole, an alternative word for vagina.
It's important to check which word someone would prefer to
Or
use.
you can, if bonus hole doesn't do it for you, if bonus hole isn't degrading enough for you, try front hole, an alternative word for the vagina. Gender
Hey,
dysphoria.
dysphoria, nice to meet you. Do you prefer me to say, when I talk about the vagina, do you prefer vagina, pussy, kitty, front hole, or bonus hole?
How about trim?
She's British, so she probably.
Only if it's hairy.
No, that's when you deforest it.
That's it. Like, we'll insert that deforesting. Gender dysphoria, mental illness, gender expression, something cared about by people with mental illness, gender identity, more stupid shit made up by people with mental illness, gender queer, someone with a mental illness who isn't committed.
The entire gender section could just be what you just said, mental illness.
Yeah. Intersex, the only thing remotely valid and is still irrelevant because it's less than 0.1% of the population. Microaggression. Oh, of course they're microaggression. Fucking bullshit cunt waffles.
Neo-pronouns? Is that like neo-Nazis? It's like here and hair?
No. It's neopronouns like and
See here. See here.
microaggressions. Brief behaviors, verbal or otherwise, that intentionally or unintentionally reveal bias or prejudice and make the target feel uncomfortable or distressed. Well, I have good news for Joe's Trust. They'll never catch me using a microaggression because there's nothing micro about my aggression.
Yes.
Nor your bonus hole.
I am fully committed to my.
Bias is on that list too.
There's nothing unconscious about my biases. Neo-pronouns. Increasingly used in place of normal pronouns. For example, Z, them, and Z here.
We do have officially the male analog for bonus hole. It's Tinkle Tube. From
Oh my god, really?
Martian.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, from Little Green Mouse. I thought
Oh,
they'd have done
okay.
that.
Tinkle
Oh, Lord.
tube.
Transphobia.
Yes, that's me.
The hatred
It's not
of
a
mentally
phobia,
ill
but it's
lunatics that
disgusting.
insist you take part in their delusion, commonly misreferred to as a phobia.
Yeah.
Trans, an umbrella
It's
term to
homophobia.
describe people with mental illness. Sex, yes please, what?
Denied.
Oh,
Always denied.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Don't worry. Get your big old tinkle tube out there and impress the ladies.
But what if they don't want to let me play with their bonus hole bleach?
Well,
Then you use the back door.
The poop hole leap hole.
Oh.
Fuck's sake.
Again, hearing this shit after having gone through that video, gone through a video where a around 20-year-old girl who just started detransitioning. No, it was a 20-year-old guy who had started detransitioning about how everything is just a fucking mess with his body after having been mutilated in the worst way.
Was that
Yeah.
It just makes me so angry.
Was that Richie?
Maybe.
Because we interviewed, I think it was Richie Heron on the Lowe's News, and oh my god, like I had to keep stopping the video.
Oh, was it that?
Yeah.
I don't think I even made it through the intro to that one.
I remember trying to watch it once it had been recorded, and I had to keep stopping it and walking away, just like this is just it's fucking horrendous. Like good on
This
Richie
kind of
for
shit-
telling the
this is the
story
kind
and
of
telling
shit
it so
that-
brutally, but fuck me, like.
I doubt even the fucking Nazis in Auschwitz would do shit like this.
No, they just have the decency to kill you.
Yes.
yeah.
Or at least put you out to freeze to death.
Yeah, so this is the story of poor Richie Heron. And I'm just going to post the link there in chat.
I don't want
That's
to
a
watch
very,
this
very
again.
good.
Oh
interview.
god, base makes a horrific, terrifying point. Cassandra, oh, monkey, I hate how
Butthole
wrong
is
you are.
what children call vaginas. Literally infantilization of healthcare.
That's what the plus stands for, pedo.
Yep. That's why I don't say plus. I just say LGBTP.
Yes,
I just call them alphabet soup people.
Yeah.
I call them the alphabet mafia. Because it really is a fucking protection racket. Take a look at Stonewall. It's straight up a protection racket. Give us money, or we'll call you not bigots. We'll call you a homophobe and a transphobe.
I am bigoted against you, you freaks.
Or
Before, in the olden times, they only had my indifference. Now they have my active displeasure.
Hmm.
Yes, because your indifference wasn't good enough. You had to be positively disposed towards them.
But
Yeah.
here's the fun fact. I never fucking can be. So congratulations. You made yourself an enemy for life.
Well, yeah, this is pretty much what I covered in the article that I wrote last week for the Sultans, which was like, when did we all become bigot? Because we used to just generally not give a shit about trans people or queer people or gay people. Like, it was like, yeah, you're doing your thing over there, I'm doing my thing over here. As long as it doesn't affect anyone else, we're cool. And now suddenly,
My theory
we've all become bigot.
My theory about this is that they are still miserable because they know it's a fucking lie and everything they do will never make them happy. So just because they're miserable, they just want to burn everything around them.
No,
Well,
they
yeah.
have to continually re-engage their victim complex, because when they stop feeling like they're being victimized, like when people go, I don't care what you do what you want, then they immediately realize, oh shit, I'm no longer getting the attention that I really desperately need to make myself not realize how fucked I have created my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's really, they want us to acknowledge their pain and misery so they feel validation. And until we do so, they're going to keep doing it. And then, oh, well, we got it once. We got that one dopamine hit of pity. Go for another and another. It's almost like an addict.
More and more and more and more until the world burns around them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I absolutely hate with all this is it's pushing people who went from live and let live to, no, fuck you, I don't care anymore, I'm actively against you now.
Funnily enough, that's basically what the article says.
Yeah, I read it. I didn't come up with this on my own. I'm just doing the Bleach Notes version.
Yeah.
But it is going to eventually end up in backlash for these groups that the activists keep pushing on behalf of, because people are getting sicker and sicker and sicker of it.
We've seen that with all these sort of things, like the porn bans, the people trying to ban abortion entirely, even for medically necessary reasons. We've seen it with countries that are making it illegal to be gay. Like,
People are
I'm
getting
sure
fed
they
up.
were in no part influenced by the fact that the West is being destroyed by the perversions.
It's like a child that wants to just keep poking and poking and poking.
It's like
eventually-
the younger sibling that keeps bothering you and bothering you and bothering you. Then you slap them, and then they go crying to mummy.
Yeah.
And it's quite literally at times I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. It's
We're not
you
coming for
don't
your
have
children.
to.
We're not coming for your children. Okay, wait a second. We are.
Yeah. Or when they go around in fucking public marches, we're coming for your children. Or standing in fucking choirs singing, they're coming for your children.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hate them so much. I don't care.
And then when
hate
you turn around and you slap them, they're like, "Oh my god, see, you hated us all along." Well, no, we didn't give a fuck until you started pushing.
You're right about the hate part, but I never really cared until now. Unfortunately, you got the wrong side of the stick.
You know what the really sad thing is? I just wanted to play fucking video games.
Yes. If
You
they
know,
just left our fucking games alone, we wouldn't have given a shit.
Just wanted to play
Imagine!
video games, and then you declared us dead.
Yeah. Then you start with
And
the
now
death
we come
threats.
back like the vengeful fucking dead. Hope you're happy.
well, I for one am happy to that happened because you know what?
Mm.
Now people are political junkies like me now.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, don't forget that the Rolling Stone blamed Gamergate for the Nick Merckx saga. I wish that was a
Yeah.
joke.
You know what?
So do we all.
One of the few positives came out of this, at least, that I got a really funny friend group to stay with. Other than that, it's yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I'm just glad that the pendulum has started moving backwards now. And it's not moving too fast.
Mm.
It's just started to descend.
That's the thing about gravity, though. It's constant acceleration until an outside force acts upon it.
Yeah.
So the question is that outside force going to be the face of pure innocent women like Disco, or the happy gay couple down the road that just want to be left alone? Is the thing that stops the pendulum when it goes plowing through them and runs out of energy? Or is it going to be the sensible right going, maybe we don't need to enslave women and chain them up in the kitchen and force them to wear burqas? But just maybe.
Come in
But
with
how
a
else am I going to
scalpel
get my sandwich?
and not a sledgehammer.
Yes.
Because if we come in with a sledgehammer, we're going to take out the people that these nasty little narcissists are hiding behind instead of the narcissists. We ain't going there with a scalpel, and we need to.
Yes, we need hellfires, not nukes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But unfortunately,
But
it seems
unfortunately,
the left is dead set on pushing us to the point where it's going to just be burnt ground, just eliminate everything in that general direction because they've touched the kids as a political group. And they're getting bloody close in some places.
I mean, and you know, I'm at the point where I just don't want to deal with the nuance with these people anymore.
No.
And
They've lost their sensible middle ground.
no, they didn't
think they
lose
either
it.
had-
No, they had it at one point, but they didn't lose it. They realized that they weren't radical enough to
No.
get what they wanted, that they had to push them, subvert them, and a lot of those
Well,
people started coming over to the right.
That's it. The Pride movement won, and then all the charities went, shit. There's nothing for people to pay us for. Oh look.
Well, now you look
Yeah.
at. I'm sure you've probably got it on your roster for today anyway. The mermaids trying to take away the LGB charity status because they're transphobic because they don't supply the trans people with money.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
I saw that come up, but I didn't actually grab it.
Like another
here we go.
case of
But before we get into that, Luz Grammy, who I think is new here, at least in chat,
At least under that name, yeah.
points out, in my humble opinion, any group of people who demand the right to destroy the innocence, happiness, and sanity of children for any reason can't be allowed to exist.
Agreed.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yep.
Just,
Yeah.
I don't care.
And
Use
I don't-
fire axes, or just dismantle them completely.
And I don't care what stripe of political fuckery they're in. Right, left, up, down, whatever. Yeah. The moment you make children a political pawn is the time you lose absolute legitimacy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. GTA Marcus says, you want to know something funny? Around where I live, the people who hate the Pride most are other gay people. Yep, I've seen that a lot. In fact, speaking of the LGB Alliance, Mermaids came for them. For the first time in UK history, a charity has sought to have the charitable status of another organisation removed. Coming from The Independent by Ayn Fox.
Yeah,
Just
they're
how
afraid of a little bit of
spiteful do you have to be?
competition.
Sorry, I didn't catch disco.
And
I think I
says,
need
"Get
to
your
boost
women under
disco again.
control."
How spiteful do you have to be? Because there are plenty of transgender only charities that only supply transgender people with money. But you get one that doesn't, because it seems to be a charity for actual sexual orientation. They come along and they're like, you can't be a charity because you
Yeah.
haven't included us in something that actually doesn't really affect us.
Well, that's it. Gender identity is not sexuality. Why are you part of the LGBT in the first place? They're completely different things. No, they were just tacked on after the gay rights movement won, and all the what the fuck would it be? Sexuality grifters were looking for a new grift. We've seen them go from sexuality grifters to gender grifters to race grifters.
Parasites.
They
Just
are.
parasites.
Well, it's worse than being parasitic though, because a parasite is looking to feed off of the host.
Ardent says CBC changes LGBTQIA2 S plus acronym to 2STNBGC.
Yeah, we covered that.
Yes.
The hell?
That actually stands for something stupid like two-spirit, transgender, non-binary, something children.
Gender questioning.
Disco, can you don't click the button. I want to hear it straight from the source.
I'm gonna click. Get in the chipper, bitch!
There we go. So going back to mermaids and their psychosis.
Crusade against, jihad against actual gay people.
Yeah. So this is
Funny
what...
how both the Christians and Muslims are against this shit.
We're not even talking about the Christians here. We're talking about the gays. This is one of the things where, thank God that the gay movement, the gays, the big gay, is starting to split like this, because it makes it a lot easier for us on the right to go, no. Leave the ones over there that just want to suck dick and not touch children alone. Now, these ones over here that want to A, fuck the children, and B, cut their dicks off, yeah, they're the problem.
Yeah, so because the gays have kind of went, right, we're not so keen on what they're doing over there, we're just gonna go over here and do our thing, which is be gay. The rainbow people are like, well, you can't be a charity anymore.
I might be gay, but I still have bills to pay. I heard one guy say once.
I think it goes the other way. I'm not gay, but I still have bills to pay.
$20.
Yeah, there we go.
$50, $50.
I ain't gay, but $20 is $20.
Yeah, like Kevin A. Centronome says, gay is too straight now.
And
That's
it
why,
does seem to be...
queer just isn't queer enough.
Well, wasn't there something a while back about gay white men are the straight white men of the LGBT community?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
In fighting.
Yes. Never interrupt your enemies when they are making mistakes. Stay tuned for the Silence Book Club. See Star Wars. Coming soon, TM. So, Mermaids, which supports mutilating children, had appealed against the decision of the Charity Commission to grant LGB Alliance charitable status in 2021. It's thought to be the first time in the UK the charity has sought to have the charitable status of another removed. A two-judge panel...
They shouldn't be allowed to try this shit.
No.
Like, what's it got to do with them? Like, why is another charity's charitable status got anything to do with them?
Because they're the most important thing in the world, they think. Just ask them, they'll tell you.
Terrified
Don't
that
even...
if the LGBs take their money elsewhere, they won't get any.
Does seem to be the case.
Yep.
So yeah, they said the regulatory chamber in London ruled in a brief online hearing on Thursday that the appeal was dismissed. And LGB Alliance has got a statement. So Judge Lynn Griffin said, the appeal in this case is dismissed. We've dismissed this appeal because we've decided that the law does not permit mermaids to challenge the decision. The judges said that they'd been unable to agree on the issue of whether LGBT Alliance is a charity within the meaning of the Charities Act. In their written ruling, they said, notwithstanding significant time being spent on deliberation and trying to do so, the two members of the panel hearing this appeal have been unable to reach agreement on whether, if mermaids does have standing, the LGB Alliance is a charity within the meaning of the 2011 Act. They added that they deemed it inappropriate to set out our individual reasons on a hypothetical issue. So one of them is pro, one of them is anti. Having decided in the first instance that mermaids did not have a legal right to challenge the Commission's registration. Well, that's something at least. So I don't And of course, Mermaids has issued a statement. Not particularly care about that. Let's see what the LGB Alliance had to
I
say.
believe I can sum up the mermaid statement in 3 simple words.
They're
Respect.
transphobic.
Wait, what? No. So that's less good than them ruling that it was fine, but it's basically what did we call it? Summary dismissal. They have no legal challenge. They can't even make the challenge. So yeah, I don't see anything particularly relevant here. But it has cost the LGB Alliance more than £250,000 in legal fees. So yeah, the woke infighting has continued, but crucially, Mermaids has failed to have the charitable status strip from the LGB Alliance. Small mercies, I think. Small mercies.
Yeah.
Not small enough.
Will black trans Ariel be the face of mermaids?
Always was.
Yeah. Yes.
There we go.
If you enjoyed this segment from the Sons of Chardonnay podcast, please consider joining us live exclusively on rumble.com/c/Sons of Chardonnay. A special thanks to our subscribe star supporters who you can currently see scrolling past on your screen.